This right here is my most anticipated bootleg of all time. But is it good? Will it fulfill my expectations? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna take a look at the CT Toys number 96 Tiger Stripe Wolverine. This is yet another MAFEX bootleg made by the same guys who gave us Brown Suit Wolverine and a lot other nice KOs in 2024. I love that Brown Suit Wolverine, it's one of the best figures that I got last year, but this one here is the one that I was actually waiting for. As a kid back in the 90s, I was watching the original X-Men cartoon and that was my introduction to these characters. That is why this is my preferred Wolverine look. If you are a follower of the channel and you watched my review of the MAF bootleg version, you know all of that. I don't have to repeat myself. What I will do is compare this CT version to some other figures, of course to MAF version and CT Toys Brown Suit as well. This figure was sent to me by CT Toys, so thanks to those guys for making this review possible. I can't believe that I finally have this figure in my collection, even though it's a bootleg. First, a quick look at the packaging. It's a standard CT Toys box that is slimmer than the original MAFEX one, even though this is not the MAFEX one, but it's the same as the MAFEX one. We have a window in front showing the figure and accessories, nice promo shot with the logos. Of course, Marvel logo is missing, but there is a CT Toys logo down here. Up here we have Wolverine saying, "I'm the best there is at what I do," number 96, 6-inch and CT again. Side of the box shows another promo shot with logos. We have even more promo shots on the back of the box and they highlight accessories. Other side shows the figure in a vanilla pose. We have more logos on the top and legalese at the bottom. So now, without further ado, let's open it up and let's take a look at the figure. Here is our Tiger Stripe Wolverine out of the box, and my first impressions are that the figure looks fantastic. There are no loose joints, some of them are maybe a bit tight, but as I always say, it's a recommendation to heat up the figure with a hairdryer before messing around with it. So far, I have no issues here. The proportions are great, and so is the sculpting. I see no major plastic imperfections on my copy, but it's a bootleg, so these things may vary from copy to copy. I did notice some paint chipping here, but I can fix that myself, and it's on the back of the ears anyway. Metallic loops are visible in the elbows and in the knees, but that's what we used to seeing on CT Toys bootlegs. Other than this issue here, the paint job looks pretty good. Yellow parts of the suit have orangish shading that is less visible on the legs. It is more visible on the torso and masked heads, which is great because the heads should be interchangeable between this figure and CT Toys Brown Suit version. We will check that in a bit. Blue parts of the suit are painted metallic blue, same as the original figure. Tiger stripes are well done, and I see no major paint misprinting issues here. Taking a closer look at the details, here is the default head. I see that a little bit of black paint is missing here above this eye, but everything else looks pretty good. Skin tone is also good, but there is no shading and it looks cleaner than what they did with the Brown Suit version. Arm hair is here, the print is nice and sharp, the gloves and these silver knuckles also look good. The X logo on the belt is slightly misprinted, but it's not that noticeable. Here is the back of the figure with nicely sculpted muscles and some wrinkles on his diaper. Back of the figure is where the difference in shading is seen best. Look how light and dull back of the head and legs look in comparison with the back. And finally, here is a closer look at the boots that also turned out pretty good. I should also point out that the wrist joints and ankle joints are painted blue, but they don't have that metallic shine, so they do look slightly different than the gloves and the boots, but that's not a huge issue. Let's now take a look at his accessories. He comes with a translucent flight stand that you need to assemble yourself. Then we get a pair of alternate relaxed hands. Then of course a pair of fisted claw hands, and you know the deal, these claws are straight as they are on the original MAFEX release. CT Toys didn't change that, but I have to say that they did a great job copying the original. The claws look nice and metallic, there's no paint chipping here, no paint bleeding, and I'm loving the way that these alternate claw hands turned out. Then we get an alternate masked head, and this is that angry one. Everything is really well painted here, there is no paint chipping issue on this one. We have that orangish shading here. The eyes look good and the teeth are really well sculpted and painted. They do look sharp, and again, no paint bleeding here, so this head is probably the best one from both releases, this one and the brown suit one. Then we get an unmasked alternate Logan head, and to me this one looks even better than the one that we got with the brown suit. This one is really close to the original. Skin tone looks good, the eyes are well painted. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the middle line of the mouth is just slightly off. It's misprinted, but it's not a big deal. If it turns out that your copy has the same issue, you probably won't even see it, so it's not a huge issue. The hair is nicely done. It's blue with that dark wash, so it doesn't look plain. It's well detailed, and here is the inside of the head with the peg hole. But yes, this one looks really good. And then of course, because of that head, you also get his mask down accessory that loops around the neck and folds over his back. And this is again really nicely sculpted. Swapping out these accessories, it's really easy to do. Pop off this head and you put the other one. It fits perfectly, it's tight, and you get an angry looking tiger stripe Wolverine. And then we can try the other head, put the mask down around the neck and put the unmasked head on. This again looks fantastic. And to change the hands, it's also easy to do. These pop off like this, and we simply put on the claw hands like this. This looks amazing. Now let's take a look at his articulation. The head and the neck give you some nice range of movement. He can look side to side, turn the head 360, tilt side to side. He can look down this much, up this much. We have a nice and generous butterfly joint, so he can reach his arms across the chest, and then this is how far they go back. These shoulder pads are connected to the back of the shoulders, so they do swivel and they go out of the way when you move the arms. Arms rotate 360, they go out all the way. There is a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, swivel in the wrist, and the wrist hinges in any direction. As always, we have two cuts in the torso, one up here and the other one behind the belt, so they both give you a nice side to side movement and side to side tilt. He can bend forward this much, back this much. He has drop down hips and a thigh swivel. Legs move out this much, they kick forward, back. We have double jointed knees, a little bit of boot swivel, a swivel in the ankles, move forward this much, and back. We have a generous ankle pivot and a nice toe joint. Let's now compare this guy to some other figures. And we're gonna start with the most important comparison, and that is between the MAF bootleg on the left and the previous CT Toys brown suit version. Both of these guys already have their review. I'll leave links down in the description in case you want to check those out. Looking at the MAF first, there is an obvious difference in paint. The blues, the yellows, and even the red belt are lighter here, while skin tone is more pinkish. On the CT Toys version, skin is much more pale. These two figures practically have the same height and proportions. MAF is maybe just slightly bulkier, wider. His head sits lower on the neck than the CT Toys one. On the other hand, their brown suit version is slightly shorter than both of these guys. As far as I can tell, the main reason for that is the torso, because the legs are the same. Well, other than the boots above ankles. That piece has a different design. These have longer ears. But the torso is different and it is slightly shorter. Skin tone is a huge difference here. It is much darker on the brown suit version, and that could be an issue for swapping the heads between the two. Taking a closer look, arm hair is also slightly different. The lines are a bit thicker on the tiger stripe version. Swapping the heads between the two CT Toys releases is easy. They are the same size and have the same neck joints. Here is how that looks, and I have to say that it doesn't look as bad as I thought it will. The difference in skin tone is not that visible in person. It's probably better on the brown suit than it is on this one. Here they both are with swapped alternate heads, and again, it looks good enough. This is passable, more so on the brown suit version than on the tiger stripe. You can see that the skin tone here is obviously a bit darker in comparison with the arms. I think that this is passable. Hands are also interchangeable and they fit perfectly, and other than the collar, of course, they fit perfectly in case someone wants to customize these guys. And here is how they look with swapped alternate unmasked heads, and as I already mentioned, I feel like this head that came with tiger stripe looks much better than the one that came with brown suit. This just looks too small. I feel like this works much better. It's probably still a bit too small. It's passable, it's not as noticeable as it is in this case. For more comparison with the MAF version, I will leave that for a separate video, because I don't want this one to be longer than it already is. So that comparison video will be in the next episode after this one, so stay tuned for that, or check it out if you are watching this later. Here is how CT Toys Tiger Stripe Wolverine scales with Marvel Legends X-Men '97 97 Cyclops and Wolverine, and you can see that City Toys version is slightly taller than the Marvel Legends one. And in case you are wondering how would Marvel Legends Logan head look on City Toys body, there you go. The only problem is that the neck joint or the ball pegs of the neck joint are not the same as on the Marvel Legends. It's much smaller, but with a little bit of modification it can be done. It does look pretty good. And then, just in case you for some reason want to do this, here is how Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Wolverine masked head looks on the City Toys body. Here he is next to the original MAFEX X-Force Wolverine and Gambit, and you can see that this original X-Force Wolverine is practically the same height as this City Toys one. The only difference, as far as I can tell, is the length of the ears. But when you look at the shoulders and the top of the head, these two guys have the same height. Here he is next to Marvel Legends movie Logan and Deadpool, and then here he is with City Toys bootleg of Amazing Yamaguchi Agent Venom and Amazing Yamaguchi Moon Knight bootleg that is not City Toys figure, but it's still a pretty good KO. Reviews for both of these are on the channel. Here we have him with two more MAF bootlegs from AliExpress. We have Venom and Deadpool, and also reviews are on the channel. And finally, here he is with the original MAFEX 185 Spidey on the left and the City Toys bootleg on the right. So there you guys go. That was my review of the MAFEX 96 Wolverine bootleg by City Toys. Do I recommend this bootleg? I absolutely do. If you already have City Toys brown suit, then you know what to expect. But if you don't, you need to get this. These are some of the best bootlegs ever created. City Toys is changing the bootleg game to the degree that I've heard some people even having trouble with calling these figures bootlegs. They definitely are that, but they have such high quality that it's hard to believe that we are at a point where we are getting these amazing KOs for a price of $20 to $30 or euros. Once again, I have to say thank you to the guys from City Toys for sending this for a review. They really made their presence known to the collecting community in 2024, and with this figure they are continuing their strong releases. Should you get Tiger Stripe or brown suit? It depends on your preferred look, but I would say get them both. They are not expensive and you'll have two fantastic Wolverine versions in your collection that have interchangeable parts. I'm extremely satisfied with this KO and I still can't believe that I finally have this figure even though it's a bootleg. But those were all just my opinions and now I would love to hear yours. What do you guys think about this bootleg? Do you plan on getting it? Do you prefer Tiger Stripe or brown suit? Did you maybe get both KOs? What do you think about the skin tone difference? Does it bother you or not? Let me know all of that down in the comments. Of course, stay tuned for that MAF and CT comparison video, as well as for all the posing videos for all these figures. A lot more is on the way. If you want to get this City Toys Tiger Stripe Wolverine, as well as some other of their figures, links are in the description. A huge shout out goes to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep making these videos. If anyone else can join and help, please do so, because everything earned goes into the channel's content. Patreon link is also in the description. I have also opened a super thanks option, and I do plan on activating channel membership as well, so there will be a few different options for those who want to support the channel in that way. A lot of you guys want me to review all kinds of figures, especially bootlegs, so these are some of the ways you can help me to make that possible. If not, that's also okay. You are still helping simply by watching and sharing my videos. So thank you all for watching, thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.